Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pokemon Crystal, where we are playing Ecruteak City. This is turn 31, and this is... It's not a crazy big turn, but it's a potentially big turn. We've got a lot going on, and there are some board moves. Very big deal for us. Let's take a look. Okay, so first and foremost, right, we have a bevy of site searching, so let's see how this turns out for us. We have completed Construction 3 on our way up to Construction 4. We've got a Dark Knowledge, and I'm gonna hop back and forth between these rather than just nexting, because nothing with this Arcane, nothing with this Dark Knowledge. We have captured a Ghastly Champion. And I don't think I talked about this in the last video, but this is something that is very important for us. Ghastly Champions are, and we'll probably be talking about this more, but Ghastly Champions are H3s. Okay. We got another Dark Knowledge. Probing, nothing. We've got a Dragon Rune here in Histria. And this is a +1 Pearl and +1 Dragon Master, actually, which is really odd. I don't know that we're gonna be making use of that, but it's interesting. So that was the Dragon Rune. Now we've got a Starlit Pond here in Dumna, so that is another Astral Pearl. We've got an Auspex, and we didn't find anything. And then with Luchan, we also didn't. So a whole bunch of site searching, didn't find anything with our Dark Knowledge, a whole bunch of arcane probing specifically, and we only found 2 sites, which isn't great. We did 6 castings, only found 2 sites. That's not fantastic, but it is just enough. And what I mean by just enough is that we already have 1 Astral Pearl income. This gives us 2 more, which puts us at 3. 3 allows us to do an arcane probing every turn, basically. So we can site search the entirety of our land with this. Plus, we've got some extra added bonus that we'll talk about here in you. Okay, so next up we've got battles. We have taken control of the province in Annika. Our forces met no resistance, and this is the province to the east of Cyanwood City's capital. But then, immediately afterwards, we are attacked in Annika by Viridian City. And we've got a bunch of Raticates. This is the Team Rocket Grunt Commander. These things are actually pretty interesting because they're not super expensive. And they summon 1d6 Raticates at the start of every battle. And you could actually have just a couple of them troll around, and they're decent at beating a lot of province stones. However, our Kimono women come with a Haunter and 1d3 Ghastlies, plus I want to say we also had a Ghastly with this Kimono woman. So a bunch of Raticates versus, or 6 Raticates versus 5 Ghosts, I don't think is going to end up in the rat's favor. Unless that guy goes around behind and gets the... see? Okay. Thank Jesus. Because that rat would have just eaten her face off. Right? But he was doing it. He was going on an attack rear command, and he was actually going to attack the rearmost target. But it looks like we didn't even kill anybody. It looks like Fear? Did Fear kick in? Do we even have Fear? No, we don't have Fear. What happened? Oh, did he just retreat? No. They routed. I don't know why they routed. Weird. Well, we got lucky there. We won in Annika. Okay, we've got a couple of other battles. Let's see how we go. We've got Felicia. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this is a decent-sized 80 stack of ghosts versus Bunch of Starmie Riders. So, we know that Starmie Riders are incredibly potent. They're very strong, period, but they are incredibly potent against our ghosts because of their ability to do a ranged Psy Wave that has very high precision and is enough to pretty much outright kill a ghost almost every single time. So, let's see how this turns out. There aren't that many of them, but... Okay, these guys are on an attack rear command. And they go, da 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 da. Oh, there's Eradicate. Let's go get it. I don't understand the AI on the ghosts. Like, it honestly confuses me what happens with them, because they do not seem to listen. And now these guys have routed. And we're doing all of our volleys, and now the ghosts run forward. And this is kind of where we have an opportunity once they kind of all run forward and they surround them. Maybe, see, boom, just annihilated that Starmie, or yeah, just annihilated that Starmie. Maybe we can get another, and nope. Okay, so their regeneration, right? Once they are no longer Starmie Riders and they're just Starmies, they do regenerate. So their regeneration is enough to kind of keep them alive. However, I don't know if these guys just... I don't know if these guys actually respawn into riders. They're still just as dangerous, if not actually more dangerous. But if they're already broken, so... You know, we're going to see. So obviously we lost this battle in Felicia. We lost 38 units. We did kill a couple of them. So that's good. But I don't know if it's enough to matter in the long run. So we'll see. We have another battle in Arcadis. And so this is just another junior trainer boy who's moving into this province basically to die. He gets assassinated by Zubats. Easy peasy. And then we have a battle in Cyanwood City. This is Cyanwood City attacking us. So, let's see what it is. It is, I assume, the remainder of Cyanwood City's forces, a bunch of Battle Girl X's, and some, remarkably few, actually, city nurses. He probably should have just started mass producing the shit out of city nurses as soon as he got into battle with me, right? But we've got a big ol' horde. They do a whole bunch of... Let's actually watch them. They do a whole, like, Temper Flesh. I think they did, like, Iron Skin, Temper Flesh, and now they're doing, like, Earth Melds, which Earth Melds can be pretty interesting, I think. But I'm not sure Earth Meld... Yeah, okay, Earth Meld doesn't work on us because we're floating. It's just hitting our Long Dead. So all of these Earth Meld casts are not targeting our ghost. It's just Long Dead. That's interesting. So we've got Final Rests coming out, and they're doing a little bit here or there. With enough Final Rests, like if you had 20 nurses and a decent enough front line, you could annihilate this army. Easy peasy, you annihilate this army. But as it is, the Machokes get overrun. And then the mages, were reduced to casting flying shards, also get overrun. It does not feel as though he got much research done. Alright, very nice. Easy peasy. So, big battle. Big battle. Good battle for us. Killed off all of his remaining mages probably. Lost 16 Ghastlies, some Haunters, no big deal. Okay, that's it for the battles. What do we have for events? We've got a defense plus 10 in the Dunes of Death. That's nice. We've got a population loss event in Dunster, which is unfortunate. We have constructed the fortified village in Lilidor. We've continued to break down Cyanwood City. They're at moderate now. Continue to break down Swamp of Solitude. They're still not done. But it does say that they are severely damaged, so maybe this will be the last turn. We patrolled in Ba'an Kish, we've got some promotions, and now we have Ghastly from J-Boy 7. So, What are we doing this turn? We're doing a couple things this turn, mostly just continuing to move around. Movement-wise, we're not doing much interesting in Cyanwood City's territory. We're continuing to sit on Swamp of Solitude. Hopefully we'll break that soon. We're continuing to sit on Cyanwood City. Hopefully we'll break that soon. We are moving... Oh, no, we didn't move. We're next turn, we're probably going to be moving our... skeletons? Maybe, I don't know. I remember why we didn't move our skeletons this turn, but we'll talk about that here in a second. We've got enough siege strength here to pop Cyanwood City after a little bit of time, so I'm not super worried about it. Obviously, we would rather have it popped sooner rather than later, but this turn we've got some more interesting things going on, so we're going to talk about those here in just a second. We are moving into the south, right? We are going to hit Felicia again with another 78 stack and then another 79 stack and a 36 stack. I think this will probably be enough of an overwhelming amount to kill off what remains here. We're also going to be moving from Ba'an Kish into Erebon against these Nidorans, Rapidash, and Lickitungs. My assumption is I'm going to take losses in both of these battles, but my hope is that we've got enough here that it's not going to be that big of a deal. Okay? And now we have more vision. We see Pewter City. And at this point, realizing that I'm moving into Pewter City's cap circle, I think it is all but guaranteed. And considering that Vermilion City is, this is AI territory, we're probably going to just immediately attack Pewter City. I don't see any reason why we don't do this. We are up against the rocks, right? The rocks don't have great tools against us, except for trample, right? They do not have magic attacks. I guess if they're using Rhyhorn Riders, I don't know that they are made of iron, so iron attacks will hurt us quite a bit, right? But yeah, so we'll see. This might end up being a dumb move, but they're so small that I'm pretty sure we're redirecting the majority of our movements now away from Cyanwood City and down towards Pewter City, because I think we can capitalize on their size rather quickly. Because they're not really bordered with anyone else right now. Like, I guess Azalea City's up here, but they're enormous, right? So they've got bodies all over the place. Got so many Growliths and Shield Abras here to just destroy my life. It makes me very sad. It makes me very, very sad. We're gonna have to see how that goes. But yeah, so we're moving into Erebon and we're moving into Felicia because one, we're just trying to expand our territory, and this is probably just going to be an easy matchup for us, even if we only take these two. But we are probably going to press on Pewter City as well. Everything else as far as movement goes is just our normal move around, collect, move around, collect, move around, collect. Right? We're continuing to move people all over. We're actually ferrying back some of our kimono women who had lost their units, basically. So they're heading back. We've got kimono 13, 25, 18. They're all heading back. Kimono 12 is actually heading up to Ba'an Kish under the concept of potentially fortifying this province, as it is a throne province. But let's talk about some other more specific things here. So, what else are we doing this turn? We are set to basically do an arcane probing from now until the rest of forever, until we run out of sites to probe. Almost every death caster that we have currently is casting Dark Knowledge, because we're going to try to Dark Knowledge as much of our land as we possibly can. We already have 15 death gems per turn. If we are successful over the course of the next turn or two of bumping that up to 20 plus without a global supporting that, that is pretty incredible, and that's going to drive a lot of power into our corner for a while. It is a lot of gems to lose. If you think about every single one of these being 4 gems, right, that's a lot to lose. However, it is hopefully going to be worth it. If we even get just, like I said, if we just get 5 gems out of, not just all this, but like this and one more turn of it, if we get 5 gems out of it, it's going to be worthwhile. Okay? So what else are we doing? Well, we are twice spawning our first cool trainer, and then he's going to be getting killed the next turn, so we're going to see how that works out. See what he turns into, whether it's just a regular white mage, or whether or not he upgrades into something like a Haunter champion or a Gengar champion. You will also note that we are summoning another Ghastly champion. We have our first Gas champion down here, and he's actually Cloud Trapezing. He's going to Cloud Trapeze straight on over to Ba-On Kish, because Ba-On Kish is a Astral. It's the Outer Throne. We get Magic +1, which is just nice, period. That will boost our research just a little bit. Spreading our Dominion is also good in the right scenarios. And it gives us 3 Astral Pearls, which is double our Pearl income, which we absolutely want. We're continuing to recruit Junior Trainer Boys. We are continuing to recruit Junior Trainer Boy, or we're recruiting another Junior Trainer Boy in Ecruteak City because we didn't have enough money this turn for a cool trainer, because we wanted to try to save some of our money for potentially building either a temple here in a turn or two, or a fort here in a turn or two. So we're trying to be sparing with our money there. So we'll see how that works out. And then we need to kind of talk about the situation. Because we could be... It's turn 31. We could be 5-10 turns away from winning the game. And some people might realize that. Other people might not realize that. And we need to, upon realizing that, we need to start making certain motions and adjustments to our overall plan. Okay? So... how are we within 5-10 turns of potentially winning the game? Well, that is because with the defeat of, and we've talked about this before, the tight cluster of thrones in and around our territory. And with the defeat of Cyanwood City, or close to the defeat of Cyanwood City, and hopefully us taking Swamp of Solitude and having taken Ba-On Kish, that puts us in a very interesting position. It puts the Throne of Knowledge in our hands. It puts the Outer Throne in our hands. It puts the Throne in Arcatus, and the Throne in the Waywoods in our hands. And we only need 10 Ascension points to win. Right now we have none, right? So it's that all-important 5th throne that really matters. So where could we try to find that 5th throne? We've got 4 in our lands. We've got another one right on our border that is protected by Azalea City. It's fortified, and Azalea City is the last target that we want to be doing anything against, basically. There's another fort, or another throne in their territory right here. They have the Throne of Life and the Throne of Fortune. It is likely that that is these 2 thrones. There's another throne here, relatively far out of our reach, and I say that because of mostly, not just because of like province distance, but because of the water, right? It's just hard for us to get over there. So that's the 7, right? Yeah, because we have R4 and then the other 3, that's the 7. So this is 8. It's 9 and 10. So here's 1. This is also pretty far out of our reach, right? And there's another one that I honestly just lose over and over and over again. I cannot, for the life of me, remember or find it. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. The fuck? Where is that other throne? I guarantee someone has seen it already and is like, "You're dumb. It's in X location." But I don't see it. Am I wrong? Are there not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Oh, that's because I'm looking for more thrones than there are. There are only 9 thrones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I did not realize that. There are only 9 thrones. I thought there were 10. Okay, so this throne, the throne in the Sleepy Mountains, is actually potentially our cheat throne. Okay, so these thrones are in Azalea City's territory. Very hard for us to deal with. Very far, not far away, but the worst person for us to attack. Right. This throne is very far away. This throne is very far away. And then we're left with this throne over here. And I don't know if it's in Olivine City's territory or if it's in Viridian City's territory. Now, Viridian City and I, if I'm remembering correctly, Viridian City and I have a non-aggression pact. Azalea City and I have a non-aggression pact. Olivine City and I do not have a non-aggression pact. So, if this throne is currently held by Olivine City, or if it's held by no one, we could potentially stealth this army from Cyanwood City. We could stealth this army onto Sleepy Mountains, and if there's a fortification there, we're potentially in trouble. But if there's not a fortification there, we could pop it and immediately cap it the next turn. So if that is a possibility, we have to think about the concept of being able to get rid of, basically do all of that on the same turn, right? Pop this, take it. Pop this, take them both. And doing that means we're going to need multiple H3s. That's where our ghastly champions come into play. This is like a secret weapon, right? They are priest 3s, and they're air. I think they are all air 2s. I could be wrong about that, but I think they are all air 2s, which means that every single one of them should be able to cloud trapeze, which is a big deal for that turns this right from a scenario of these guys only had 10 map move. That turns that from a scenario of this being maybe 15, 20 turns away to being within 5 or 10 turns, depending on how things work out, depending on whether or not we are able to target Sleepy Mountains, depending on whether or not we are able to crack it and move from there, but depending on how things go in Swamp of Solitude, depending on how things go here in Waywoods and Arcata. Yeah. So, that's really interesting, that's really exciting, and that's why we are capturing yet another Ghastly Champion, and we might very well, depending on how things go, depending on the information that we have this next turn, we are moving Kimono 15 into the Cavern Realm so that we can try to get eyes on Sleepy Mountains. Depending on what happens, depending on what information we get, we very well might be consolidating forces and attacking Arcadis and the Waywoods very shortly. So we will have to see how that all goes. We might, next turn, we might be capturing 3 more Ghastly Champions, or maybe just 2, because we do have our God available. But the general idea will be to make sure that we can cover all of the locations and potentially one turn take all of the thrones. So that's a big deal. That's a very big. Okay, so that's exciting. I don't know if it's actually going to work out. I don't know if Azalea City has recognized that, or maybe even, come to think of it, right? Azalea City has these 2 thrones. They might also have this one. This one is definitely within their reach. And then they might be looking at me going like, I could take these thrones, right? So Azalea, I'm actually concerned that Azalea City might be close to the same scenario as I am, right? I think at this point, though, it's just a matter of sneakiness, right? Who has the sneak and the ability to do that? Because here's the other thing, right? Azalea City is, as far as I know, the only other person that has easy access to mass H3s. So, I think that's going to be the generalized game plan. Over the course of the next 5 to 10 turns, that's going to be a lot of what our focus is. We're not going to ignore other opportunities, though. We're not going to, I have no intentions of breaking off of Cyanwood City immediately, right? I have no intentions of not, trying to take Pewter City. So we're going to have to see how it all plays out, but I think we have a good opportunity here. So, see how that goes. That's it for the turn. The only other thing that we're really doing is we're going to have Construction 4 next turn, which is going to be great. On our way to Conjuration 4, we're going to start our run. See how it goes. All right, that's going to be it. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.